Welcome to the special episode of Interviews at Quicklearninsports, where we spotlight the changemakers shaping Indian football at the grassroots and state level. Today, we are joined by Halyi Nani, the technical coordinator at the Arunachal Pradesh Football Association. Halyi leads the technical department and oversees all football activities across the state, playing a pivotal role in nurturing talent and building football infrastructure in one of the India's most promising regions. With a strong academic foundation from the NSU Manipur, National Sports University, and LNCPE Thiruvananthapuram, Haley brings a blend of technical expertise and practical experience at the grassroots football. His journey includes significant stints with various football clubs, giving him a unique perspective on both player development and football administration. So, in this conversation, we are going to explore his vision, challenges, and the future of football in Arunachal Pradesh and eventually in India. So, thank you very much, Ali, for joining this podcast with us. Really means a lot. Uh, we'll get to your professional experience, but before getting into your professional experience, I want to understand why football and what was the time when you started playing football.
So first of all, Siddharth, thank you. Thanks a lot for having me. Uh, well, this is not the first time I'm in a podcast. As I told you that I used to
Yeah.
have this online podcast called Football Unscripted with Halyi on
Yes.
Instagram.
Yeah.
But in those episodes, in those podcasts, I used to be the host, right? And this is the first time I'm here in a podcast as a speaker instead of a host. So I'm really excited. Thanks for having me. Now, coming to your question, football, it has always been there. I
Hmm.
mean, but my parents, they were never into sports.
Oh.
Both my mom and dad,
Hmm.
yeah, they never played any sort of sports in their
Hmm.
entire life. But quite ironically,
Hmm.
all my siblings and I myself, we are
Hmm.
all into sports. My
Hmm.
my brother plays basketball, my sister plays basketball, and I'm into football, of course.
Right.
So how did it happen? Uh, I quite really don't know how did it happen because as far back as I can remember, it has football has always been there.
Right.
It of course started with playing football in the streets with my friends,
Hmm.
barefooted.
Right.
Gradually, uh, started playing football with my seniors in
Hmm.
school.
Hmm.
Then one of my friends from school got into an academy in Kolkata, and he
Hmm.
told me about, oh bro, I'm in this academy, and
Hmm.
we are playing these tournaments, we're
Right.
getting coached by these coaches and all that stuff. And that's when I thought, okay, I love doing this sports, I love playing
Right.
football, so why not maybe try and get into it professionally as well.
Right.
So after class 10th, convinced my dad. My dad is a wonderful dad. I mean,
Hmm.
he supported me throughout.
Hmm.
So I told him I want to pursue football, and he right away. I mean, he didn't hesitate
Hmm.
whatsoever.
Hmm.
He supported me, and yeah, that's how I not just took football, but decided to take it up professionally.
Right. And so it must be very difficult. I'm sure, like for parents, it is difficult. Like you said, your parents were quite supportive, but usually parents in India have a different mindset. So talk me through about your experience while choosing football as a professional setup, professional career. What were some of the basic challenges and how did you overcome? Because we see a lot of footballers here in North India who want to make a career in it, but unfortunately they don't have the right pathway or they don't have the right direction. So how did you find those solutions by yourself?
So as I said, why football? Because I've loved football since I
Yeah,
was a kid,
yeah.
and as people say, you should try to make your passion your profession.
Hmm.
So I thought, why not give it a shot? And as I said, because my parents were very supportive,
Yeah,
I gave it a shot. But initially, of course, uh, joined an academy thinking of, wanting to be a professional footballer. But
right.
unfortunately, for some reason, that didn't happen. But still, I had to, continue and make a career in it. So
Yeah,
I decided I got introduced to physical education
right.
as a subject that you can pursue in your bachelor's. So initially, I had joined the bachelor's course in physical education, which we call BPE,
Yeah,
or the one that I did is called BPE as Bachelor's in Physical Education and Sports, thinking that I will get into the course and then play football professionally.
Mm.
But then after that, I realized that no, it's not possible now to play football professionally, because it's a lot of studies involved as well, because you're pursuing a degree, right?
Right.
So, but then it was, and a lot of people actually join physical education thinking they will become
Yeah.
professional footballers, but then later on realize that okay, now this is a different space. Maybe I can play football. You can of course play football,
Yes.
but then
Not at the professional level.
pursuing it professionally becomes a
Yeah.
bit difficult.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
it becomes a bit difficult, because then you have all your studies to
Yeah.
take
Yeah.
along with take along side by side, right? But then coming back to your question about the difficulties, I think there's a lot of talent in India, not just in the Northeast, but entire India. There's a lot of talent which does not get the right exposure, right opportunity it deserves, right? So one of the motives why I chose football as a career was, okay, I mean, why I got into coaching, why I got into administration,
Yeah.
is because okay, I couldn't become a professional footballer, but I want to make sure that all those talented young footballers out there, they do not miss this opportunity.
Right.
They get the right exposure, they get the right opportunity. So yeah, that was one of my biggest motivation, that if I couldn't become one, no problem, but I'll let others who have the potential to go out
Yeah.
there and show their talent.
Well, that's a wonderful thought and wonderful mindset, because we really need people like you with that particular motivation, with particular drive, that if they can't make into professional sports, but at least they should make ways or paths for others to follow. So that's really great and fantastic. However, coming back to your studies, so you started your bachelor's at NSU Manipur. So, what was that experience, those 3 years? How was it? And how difficult was it to pursue 8 hours studies every day and then managing sports and also thinking about making a career in football? Because I'm sure you must be still thinking, okay, I'll do this, I'll do that, try to make a career somehow in football, try to give some trials in the clubs. So there must be some thought process, right?
So National Sports University is where my sports educational journey started. I enrolled there for, as you mentioned, bachelor's in physical education and sports. So back then, I joined NSU in 2019, and NSU had started in 2018.
Yeah.
So it was a new university. We had our setup in Kumalim Park Sports Complex in Imphal. So yeah, that's where I learned the trade. Uh, and I think more than the classroom teachings, what helped me grow into who I am today is the people that I met,
Hmm.
my colleagues there, my coaches there, my friends there, the experiences there. And that in fact sort of motivated me even more to pursue football even further. And yes, I mean, physical education as a subject is also,
Yeah.
we have this perception that physical education only means physical education teachers, the PTI teachers with
Hmm.
whistle
Yeah.
on their neck, whistle on their neck, that would just be there to make sure that the
Yeah.
students are lined up properly in assembly.
For discipline, shouting,
Yes, for discipline.
PT.
Yes,
Yeah.
but I think that narrative has to change now.
Yeah.
The role of a physical education teacher, the role of a sports guy is a lot more than that, because uh, you know uh, for an individual to grow,
Yeah.
it's not just important for him to read books, not just to not just important to focus on his educational thing, but at the same time working on the the holistic development of an individual is
Absolutely.
very important, including the mental, social, physical, and
Absolutely.
all those aspects. And physical education teacher, physical education professional is the perfect guy, because we study about all these things.
Right.
We study about physiology, biology, psychology, and
Right.
all the important aspects of development. So I think yeah, and from after that 3 years of bachelor's in
Hmm.
Manipur, after that I thought, let's go for masters as well.
Mm.
And so I looked up in Google and looked for colleges, looked for best colleges in
Yeah.
India that provide physical education as a course. Then came across LNCPE, LNIP.
Yeah. Mm.
LNIP, I wasn't eligible to go there because LNIP, the criteria to get into LNIP is you need BPED.
Mm.
And the one that I had was BPES.
BPS. Yeah. Okay.
Yes. So yeah, so I was eligible to I was eligible for LNCP. So I thought, okay, this is one of the best colleges in India. Let's give it
Yeah.
a shot.
Yeah.
Then fortunately, I got into it. And then 2 years in LNCP as well, I think shaped me a lot. I met a lot of good coaches there, including Ellison. If you
Mm.
know him, Ellison is he was the head coach of Shillong Lajong.
Mm.
Uh, Earlier in the ISL season, last season, he was with Mohammedan SC, so met him there. I had Dr. Pradeep Datta as my
Mm.
mentor there. Dr. Pradeep Datta is he worked with the Indian football team and the Indian hockey team as well for many years as a fitness coach. So yeah, learned a lot from them and
Right.
hoping
So
to apply all those knowledge that I've gained. Yeah.
absolutely. So maybe coming back to still continuing on this studies, at least at the, let's stay on the master's degree. You went to Kerala from northeast to south. I'm sure adjusting there will be, there must be must be some challenges. And but you mentioned that mentioned quite interesting thing that you learn a lot of mental, physical, and other aspects while you study, and you get to meet diverse set of people. So, what are one or two stories from your masters which uh, helped you understand, okay, my path in football or my focus on the sport is right, and I should stay focused in this. So there must be some of the stories there, right?
Yeah, I mean, uh, Siddharth, whenever you see children playing the sport,
Yeah,
I feel happy, right?
yeah, yes.
Whenever I see kids playing football, not just football for that matter, any other
Any
sport.
other sport, yeah,
And then yeah, and then seeing those kids, it reminds me of myself.
right,
So wanting to do something for football has always been there.
right,
And whenever, as I said, I see these kids, I think, oh, I should perhaps try and do something for them. I should try and,
yeah,
uh, give them the right opportunity, give
right,
them the exposure to
right,
make something out of it. And there, as I said, I met all these people. I had Datta sir, I had Allison sir. And you look at these people, you think, oh, these guys are doing so well.
yeah,
These guys have made a living out of football, have earned a name for themselves. So I thought, I mean, that of course motivated me a lot to continue on this path. And then coaching as well was something that I loved doing. I have been doing it since my bachelor's days. I'm a AFCC coaching hold,
yeah.
license holder as well. So I used to
It is
coach
natural. It is
yeah,
natural for you. So
yeah.
maybe staying on that particular note, you said about Allison, sir. What exactly? What are those features? What is that characteristic that you look into that person, which drives you? I mean, there must be some motivation that you see, or there must be some learnings, key learnings from them that you are like very inspired and motivated to focus on this.
Yes, just their passion for the game,
Yeah.
just their willingness to, you know, their passion towards player development,
Okay. Okay.
their passion towards uh, not just helping the players grow into good footballers, but into good human beings,
Right.
right?
Very
So
important.
yes,
Yeah.
so that's
That's fantastic. So now let's come back to one important question, one critical question that everyone is asking. What are the challenges that you have seen from your experience over the last 5, 6 years in Indian football? Where are we lagging? You must have worked with so many clubs, local clubs, and football maybe in the northeast, and maybe you have seen some football in south and other places. So, what is your take? Like, what are the key challenges in Indian football right now? at least at the grassroots, and how maybe a few suggestions like how can we improve as the entire nation?
So I think that's a very pertinent question because considering the recent downfall of Indian football that we've been witnessing, but I think Siddharth, the answer lies at the grassroots level itself.
Mm.
Even if, let's say, the AIFF president resigns and then someone else comes in,
Yeah,
I don't think there is going to be much of a change
absolutely.
because the work has to be done at the grassroots level,
True.
and that starts from you,
Yeah,
from I,
right.
from all of us, from all the parents, all
Yeah,
the kids, all the coaches, right?
right.
Because the AIFF president, the sports ministry will come, they will make the right policies, they'll make the
Right.
right schemes. But at the end of the day, for it to be implemented at the grassroots level, it's
Yeah,
us, right?
right. Absolutely.
Who, who need that hunger, who need that
True.
passion to do that. So I think that narrative that, especially in, so I think in cities it has changed now.
Mm.
uh,
Yeah,
it's not just engineering or doc or medical or civil services that your parents want you to pursue, but perhaps in cities, I'm talking about in cities, parents also encourage their children to take up other parts, right?
yeah,
Take up roads that are less traveled. But in majority of India, still the I mean, people still have that traditional mindset, right?
true.
That that sports is not going to get you anywhere. The only way to a better life is either medical, either engineering, or civil services. I think this needs to change
Right,
for any sports to develop in India, and or for that matter in any part of the world.
right,
So how will that happen? It'll take some time, definitely, but I'm optimistic it'll happen slowly but gradually. Uh, yeah, I mean that's it. I mean, I think
I think what you said
it's yeah.
was fantastic, because you know what, I
Mm.
have been listening to a lot of football gurus and experts who watches and fancies European football, and they keep comparing it to Indian football. But what they miss is the lack of infrastructure, the lack of awareness, the lack of focus on the grassroots football. And the point that you mentioned, that we have to change, you and I have to change, you
Yes,
and I have to
yes.
come up with that mindset, with that focus, with that development attitude in the football, and then only we can see any difference in 5 to 10 years. So you're totally right. AIFF is a body which will, you know, take that early development to later stage. But then the point is this: we are a nation of where most of the
Yes.
population lives in rural areas, and there is no
Mm.
infrastructure. Forget the infrastructure, there is no awareness of sports. So that's not a feasible for any family to send their kids in this
Yes,
particular.
yeah. Another point that I'd like to mention here is the fact that we are a country of 1.4 billion people.
Right.
So it's, of course, it's very difficult from an administrative point of view to, you know, control
Absolutely.
anything in India.
True.
Right. Yeah. So be it AIFF, be it the government of India, it'll be a hell of a
Lot of
task
politics.
to
Yeah.
lot of politics involved, lot of cultural and social elements that you have to take
True.
into account. So yes, I think the key is all of us should come forward and take the lead instead of just relying
True.
on the
True.
people at the top. The foundation has to be strong, the base has to be strong.
True.
And for that, of course, there has to be incentives.
Yes.
For that AIFF and the government should work to, you know, uh, as you mentioned, should work on infrastructure, should work on building a model
Yeah. Business
that
models.
that yeah, should work on building a model, should work on building an infrastructure, football infrastructure that encourages parents
Right.
to think, okay, maybe football is a space or sports is a space
Yeah.
that we can send our kids to, and they can make a living out of it. And then
True.
the whole perception will change, right?
Perception will. I mean, of course, though, there has to be involvement of private players. There has to be involvement of government bodies. They should also invest in. They can leverage the marketing, right? They can leverage the branding from this, and they can definitely make a story out of it. But that's true. That's so true that money has to come in as well.
Of
So
course.
government or whoever wants to get into it, I think it will be definitely best for the development of football. So now coming to your focus, to your career. So before joining Arunachal Pradesh Football Association, what were your brief journeys with the football clubs, and what were the key learnings? I mean, any interesting insights during that particular phase?
So actually, right after I had completed my master's post graduation in Kerala last year,
Mm,
it was only last year actually, and then
mm,
I had immediately joined another place relation. I was fortunate enough that I had gotten this opportunity right after my post graduation, right? But in between as well, yes, I did work with a few clubs here and there. In Manipur, I was with one academy sports club there. Then in Kerala as well, I was working with this academy called Sporto FC.
mm.
Then I had, of course, coached the college women's team there. We won the inter-university.
Oh, wow.
That was my first stint with a women's team, and then we ended up
Mm,
winning the inter-college Kerala
yeah,
University Football Championship. So, you asked me about learnings, right?
yeah.
Out of all those experiences.
Yes, like you,
So
I think I have a follow-up
I'll
question here. When you say
mhm.
about when you coach the women's team or club, maybe a quick take on the Indian women's football. Now they are doing great. I'm sure you must be watching the matches. So, what is your take on the Indian women's football team in India, and how maybe we can probably fo shift our focus there and grow that side, and then maybe we can focus on other part. What do you
No,
think?
of course, it's a fact that the Indian women's team, they're doing better than the
Yeah,
men's team at this point in time.
right.
And even the government, in fact, the SAI,
Yeah.
Sports Authority of India, they are in fact more inclined towards women's football
Mm.
because they've just been performing better than the men's football and men's football. I think I read it somewhere on social media that Indian football at this point in time is a tunnel with a dead end. There's no light at the end of the tunnel. So, but yeah, comparatively, women's football, of course, I see more hope. I see more optimism
Right.
around women's football than in men's football. And coming back to your previous question, if I had to share one learning from all my coaching experiences, I would say that uh, football coaching is more than just about the tactics, more
Mm.
than just about the technical drills that we do on the pitch. Because you see, even a regular football fan today will know all the tactics in the
Yeah.
world. They'll
True.
know the 4-4-2, the 4-3-3, the overlapping runs, and
Right.
the high pressing, the judge pressing, and all those things. But I think what sets a great coach from an average coach apart is the man managing
Man
skills.
management. Yes.
Yes. How do you get the best out of your players,
Right.
right? How do you mentally, physically motivate them to an extent that they are ready to give, their lives for you?
Right.
That's
Right.
one learning I've gained from my coaching experiences.
So you must be a fan of Ancelotti for sure.
Of course, of course. Ancelotti, I'm a fan of Mourinho. I
Right.
love that guy.
Mourinho. Yeah, of
Yeah.
course. All right, so I think that's a great insight. Actually, I was also talking to one of the coaches, Massimo. He's in Madrid, and he was also
Mm.
focusing too much on the man management, which is quite good, which is quite interesting as well. And I think maybe Indian team can bring someone who is probably local and good in man management, maybe average footballer, but very good in man management. And I think there can be good
No,
development.
of course, absolutely, absolutely. I think so that we have to get out of this colonial
Yeah.
hangover.
Wow.
Right. I call this
True.
colonial hangover because we still
That's true.
haven't been able to get past it.
Right. That's so
Anything
true.
white, anything European, we consider it superior.
True. That's true. That's so
Even
true.
if they don't know shit,
Yeah.
even if they don't know shit, just because of the fact that they're white, we think they're superior. And
I,
Indian football is a perfect example of that. I
true.
don't understand why there are so many Indian qualified, competent Indian coaches.
Right.
They're not being given chance.
True.
You call a guy from Spain, a guy from Europe, who knows it, who doesn't even know half of what these Indian coaches do. But
Right.
even then, I don't understand why these Indian coaches are not, being given the opportunity they deserve.
Right. I think that's so true. And I have a point to share. Like, colonial mindset is definitely there, hangover is there. I mean, but even though if you bring Mourinho, Pep Guardiola, the best of the
Mm.
best, they
Mm.
don't even know about our culture. So how will they even get into it, integrated into our culture, and bring
Yes.
the best out of the footballers? So that's so important point for I mean, everyone to understand, not just the government bodies, but everyone to understand. Like, look, Europe has developed their market for last 100 years in football. They have made the best level, but for us to grow, we have to find local solution, indigenous solutions based on our local talents and the coaches and our local know-how. And look at Japan; they are doing fantastic technically and in the game. So they have focused a lot in the on their development holistically, and they have grown fantastically. So that's important point that you mentioned, and I'm really glad that you mentioned that. And I hope people listens to it and maybe focuses on the local talent, local coaches, and local awareness. But now coming back to your current role at Arunachal Pradesh Football Association, so that's a big job that you have. Very, I mean, big as in it must be, you must be feeling very responsible for this job. Yeah, you have an entire state's responsibility. So what are your current roles and responsibilities, and what are some of the challenges that you want to share with us, and how you basically come up with those challenges, and how do you define your path forward?
So here at APFA, Arunachal Pradesh Football Association, I'm the technical coordinator. So basically, I lead the technical department here.
Right.
All the footballing activities, including grassroots, coaching, tournaments, and
Right.
everything. I'm supposed to plan it. Uh, uh, coaching, coach education, I think, is one very important aspect that we're focusing on. If you look at the number of coaches from Arunachal, it's only about just above 100, right?
Okay.
And we have around 28 districts in our state.
Hmm.
So that's about 3 to 4 coaches
Yeah,
per
very
district,
less.
which is a abysmally low number.
Right.
So that's something that we are focusing on. Just recently, we the Rajiv Gandhi University, it's a central university,
Yeah.
the
Right.
Department of Physical Education there, they conducted one AIFF license course. And
Nice.
then now I'm in touch with a lot of other DFAs, district football association, and I've told them to conduct a district, I mean AIFF license courses in the
Right.
respective districts.
Right.
And we APFA as well, we are also definitely going to conduct coaching courses in the upcoming time. And other than that, other than coaching, grassroots development,
Right.
of course, youth development, player development is another foundational block, right?
Right.
So just this month only, from starting from July 12th, we will be conducting AIFF Blue Cups League.
Hmm. Nice.
So it will be conducted here in Naharlagan,
Right.
which is in the capital region only. So we have invited, of course, all the academies, all the clubs here, and we've also reached out to all the schools, right, to come and participate. And other than that, mm, my dream is to have a
Yeah.
structured league in the state,
Right.
including a structured youth league, which includes under 13, under 15, under 17. And actually, we APFA did sign an MOU, a
Right.
memorandum of understanding with Northeast United FC last year,
Okay.
and we were planning to host the Arunachal Pradesh Youth League
Hmm.
this year itself in the month of May, April, May, around that time, because that's when the kids have their vacations, right?
Right.
But just recently, you must have heard, you must have seen that Arunachal hosted the Under-19
Yeah.
SAF Championship,
Yeah.
because of which all of us we got engaged there.
Right.
Right. Otherwise, we had APFA Youth League in our plans. But anyways, we will definitely pursue that in the coming time as well. And for now, we are, as I told you already, we are conducting AIFF Blue Cups League. And other than that, we are also now about to start, uh, about to revive, in fact, Indrajit Namchon Arunachal League, which is the top tier of Arunachal football.
Mm.
The last time it was held was a few years ago, and after that, COVID hit, and
Mm.
due to various reasons, we weren't
Right.
able to continue it. So now in 2025, after many years, we are going to organize it. So at this point in time, we are working on that. That's the top tier league of our
Right.
state, in Rajat Namchar Arunachal League. And then later on, slowly but gradually, I want every district to have its own league.
Right.
I want the state to have a proper league structure, like Indrajit
Right.
Namchon League as the top tier, followed by a second division league, followed by all the district leagues, right? So that's my
Right.
long-term plan. But then, as I told you, I've just joined
Right. No,
recently, just last year. Yeah.
yeah,
So
I
it'll take
think
some time, but
absolutely.
I'll slowly but gradually work on that.
I think that's a great, actually, this is a quite depth that you shared with us. So depth of
Mhm.
information that you shared with us, which is quite interesting that you so young and you are thinking like there should be so much of structure. There should be focus on the young players. There should be the focus on coaching, getting more coaches. So I think we need more young people like you who are structured, who are focused, who are dedicated. So I think that's fantastic, and thank you very much for working on the grassroots and improving bringing the structure at least in Arunachal Pradesh. So maybe one quick question on the Arunachal Pradesh: what are the other challenges apart from the
Yeah.
coach ratio? What are the other challenges
Mhm.
that you see, maybe with the kids or with the parents?
Mhm.
That is
So
a prominent one.
I was uh, I was coming to that only about the challenges. Now I think, as I told you back then, there was this saying, no, that खेलोगे
खुदो
खेलोगे
खे-
कूदोगे
हाँ तो
खेलोगे कूदोगे
खराब
बनोगे खराब और
yeah
पढ़ोगे लिखोगे बनोगे नवाब. But now the narrative has changed,
right
and it's now पढ़ोगे लिखोगे बनोगे नवाब खेलोगे कूदोगे बनोगे लाजवाब, right?
very good yeah
And we have seen this in the current generation of parents here in our state as well.
yeah
I receive a lot of calls from these parents who call me and ask me, my son, my even my daughter
mm,
wants to play football. How do I guide them? Can you suggest me any academies where I can send my kids to? I think this narrative has changed. I think parents are now way more supportive than they were before.
right
They're not afraid of letting their kids pursue uh, other unconventional fields as well. So that's one positive change that I've seen. Now,
right.
I mean, people are
So,
motivated. Yes,
mindset is shifting a bit toward
yes, yes,
sport.
yes,
That's
definitely. Mindset is shifting, definitely. I'm seeing that shift happening gradually.
uh,
And another challenge that we face is, I think, not just in Arunachal, but I think in the in entire country, is that of financial constraints,
true.
right? That's one of the biggest hurdles. That's one
Right.
of the biggest hurdles
Yeah.
for development of not just football but anything. So, which is why the role of private sectors, as
Yeah.
you've mentioned,
Yeah.
comes in. The
Right.
role that private sector plays for the development of an industry is immense.
True.
The association alone cannot do it. The private sector has to come in. And in fact, I even wrote an article
Mm.
about how
Yeah.
private public partnerships and
Yeah.
how CSR, corporate social responsibility, should, I mean, come in and help
Right.
in the development of sports, in particularly in our state. Because you see, in the rest of the countries, you have Tata, you have Reliance. I mean, all these big corporates are doing a great
Right.
job.
Right.
They're doing a wonderful job. JSW, Part
Right.
Jindal, they're doing a wonderful, wonderful job. in supporting sports. But see, there's no lack of companies here in Arunachal. We
Hmm.
have a lot of big corporates. We have a lot of PSUs, public sector
Hmm.
units in our
Hmm.
state. But the sports industry here, we are not able to get the funds out of them.
True.
And it is mandated, right, for
Yeah.
companies to spend a certain percentage of
Yeah.
their total revenue towards CSR activities, and sports is a part of CSR.
Right.
So I think that's another aspect that I will be looking into, because as I said, financial constraint
Yeah.
is definitely one of the biggest challenges that I face. If I want to, let's say, conduct a tournament, I call up a DFA and ask them, hey, can you conduct this tournament? It'll be a great opportunity for the kids out there. And I know the only problem that's there will be of paisa nahi hai.
Yeah.
So paisa actually hai, but the thing is we are not able to we
Channelize
are not
it.
able to get it.
Yeah.
Yes, we are not able to get access to it
Yeah.
and share. So that's one area that I'll try to look into, which is to get into contacts with corporates and the PSUs and try to get some sort of funding from them for sports.
I think what I feel is there is lack of story building in sports. There is lack of stories due to which private sectors are not coming in. And maybe what we can do is, I mean, that's why like I post content time to time on sports because focus on good stories is very important to even convince someone to bring on board, right? Private
Mm,
entities,
mm,
they
mm,
definitely want to make contribution in CSR activities, but then they see there is no story, there is no big player, there is no, natural organic story because they also want to promote their brand, right? So Reliance is doing for so many years, so it's
mm,
very easy for them. So probably
mm,
that is lacking, and probably, but I'm sure you are onto it, and I'm sure you will be able to make better connections, better stories with the AFPA, and maybe you can come up with good funding, and we see a lot of developments very soon.
yes.
Now we
So
are, yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
yeah, I was saying, Siddharth, there isn't a lack of stories. Stories are everywhere,
Yeah,
but
they are
the
not promoted.
the only element that we are missing, yes, the only
Yeah,
element that we're missing is bringing those stories together,
yeah,
packaging it well, and then selling it.
yes. That's
So
that's
that's the missing element, and that's
that's
where we have to come in, right?
yes.
Yes.
That's what I mean. I mean, maybe I was not so clear, and that's why like I run this channel is just because I want
Mm,
to show those stories at the grassroots level to the audience. I'm sure people are not so much of interested in grassroots sports content, but eventually they will be connecting with those stories. So we definitely are working on it, and I'm sure you we can work with you as well to build a good package story and publish it, and maybe people take a
mm.
notice. So
Exactly. And I also saw your Instagram page, by the way. You're also doing a great job. I think we need more people like you. We need
thank
more
you.
people like people who are, passionate about sports, passionate about football. And I also saw one of your reels with IKF,
Yeah,
India Khelo Football,
yeah,
right? And
yeah,
actually, I just had a call with Mr. Fani Bhushan,
yeah,
who is the founder of IKF,
yeah.
a couple of days ago. And we are also collaborating with IKF, and
Yes.
we will be inviting them over to our state very soon.
Fantastic. So we have been working with IK for over a year, and so we are also the local REP here in Mathura. We conduct football trials with IKF as well. So I mean, IKF is doing a great job, and
Yes.
they are what they are doing at scouting is phenomenal, and I think this will definitely give a good pathway for kids and the young footballers for the future. So that's really great, and that's what I'm seeing in last 5 years, 10 years. There are some shifts, there are some changes which are great, and however our expectations has to be aligned. I mean,
Mm.
we have a too much of wishful thinking. So but anyways, these are I mean, long discussions. We can go on
Yeah.
and on over the entire day, and we can't stop talking about football or other sports development. But so we are coming to the end, and thank you very much for uh, your time with us, and looking forward to see more developments in your state in football, especially. But if you have any last message to share to young footballers and maybe the coaches and someone who is aspiring to become a footballer.
Well, just go out there.
Yeah,
Just go out there and do it. Just do it.
just do it.
In Indian football at this point in time needs people who are deeply, madly passionate, people who are crazy.
Right.
And only if those people come in, then only we can hope to see a light at the end of the tunnel.
Nice. Very nice. Very nice words. I think really love it. And I hope there is a light at the end of the
Yes.
tunnel.
Hopefully.
Looking forward to
Yeah.
that. With
Yes.
you, we'll be watching it together. So thank you for your time and see you. Bye bye.
Thank you, Siddharth. Thanks a lot for having me. It was lovely talking to you. I love talking about football. I love talking about sports.
We'll
So
we'll
once again,
be we'll be in Arunachal and we'll be talking.
definitely, definitely, definitely looking forward to see you here.
Thank you.
Okay.